All right, I'll call to order the Town Commission meeting of February 8th. Please stand for the pledge and the invocation. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. So,
Father God, thank you once again for entrusting us with your town. Thank you for another evening together here. I ask that you give us your wisdom and discernment and help us make decisions for the best of our town citizens. In your name we pray. Amen.
Thank you, Sal. Okay, roll call.
Commissioner Pollan.
Here.
Commissioner Ramos.
Present.
Vice Mayor Satterfield.
Present.
And Commissioner McMullen and Mayor Stark are excused in Tallahassee for legislative action days.
All righty, so there's our quorum. We'll get started. First up is the presentation, and we have a proclamation for National Black History Month. So, whereas Black History Month is a celebration of the noteworthy contributions that African Americans have made to the United States, and whereas Black History Month celebrates the histories, cultures, achievements, and contributions of African American citizens, and whereas established by American historian Carter G. Woodson, the original celebration of Black History Week was observed February 12, 1926. Excuse me. As part of the nation's bicentennial, this week was expanded to a month. And whereas in the town of Oakland, African Americans have been business owners and political leaders for many years, contributing to the local community and its history. Excuse me. And whereas the month of February is a time of recognizing the central role of African Americans, my goodness, in the United States, and to promote the study of Black history all year. And now, therefore, I, Michael Satterfield, on behalf of the Town of Oakland Commission, do hereby recognize February 2022 as Black History Month, and I call this observance to the attention to all of our citizens. In witness thereof, I hereby have set my hand and caused the seal of the Town of Oakland to be affixed on February 8th, 2022. And I'm sorry for my voice.
You made it.
I made it. And there's nobody here for accepting it at this point, so it'll go to the History Center, correct?
Correct.
Gotcha. All right, next up is the consent agenda. What's your pleasure?
I'll make a motion to approve well, we want to pull the adventure contract approval first, and then I'll approve the rest of the items on the consent agenda.
Okay, so your motion is to?
Motion is to approve the consent agenda less the adventure contract approval.
Okay, I have a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
All right, is there any other discussion? We don't want to put a date certain on that, correct? At this point, for the iVenture contract, Becky?
Tentatively March 20, so second pending ongoing negotiations.
But we want to till March what?
March 22nd meeting, tentatively, depending on ongoing negotiations.
Because it could happen before.
So I'm going to make a motion to the consent agenda approval less the venture contract approval. We want to reschedule that tentatively for March 22nd.
There you go.
I'll second it.
Okay. And is there any other discussion? I'll call for the vote. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
And there we have it. Okay, other policy matters. We're going to talk about the canvassing board appointment. And Elise, you want to talk? You start.
Sure. So we talked about this a little bit last time at our last meeting. We need 2 canvassing board members besides and then I'll also be the 3rd canvassing board member. So we need to get 2 appointed and then 2 alternates. And then we also need to designate me as the primary canvassing board person so that everybody else doesn't have to be there all the time.
All right. And the mayor has said that she would do it if needed. If there's those of us who would rather do it, then she'll be an alternate. So I will do it and I will commit to it.
I will commit to it myself.
All right, so Sal and I will be along with you, Elise.
Okay.
And of course, you guys are gonna have to put it in the motion. I would expect then that the mayor and the town manager as our alternates.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so the motion will have the three things. So it'll be Vice Mayor Satterfield and Commissioner Ramos as primary members along with the town clerk. And then Mayor Stark and Town Manager Kuntz as alternate members. And then the town clerk will be designated as the primary canvassing board member. Got all that?
Yeah, you want me to make the motion?
You can just say so moved, whomever makes the motion.
You know what? I used to say that all the time and I was getting in trouble. So I think they should say the whole thing.
Whatever works.
Motion to approve for canvassing board appointee Vice Mayor Satterfield and Commissioner Ramos, myself, and town clerk with primary, and secondary mayors Kathy Starks and town manager Stephen
Coots.
Yeah, correct.
There's my motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Is there any other discussion? The only discussion I have is, you could have said so moved. I'll call for the vote. All in favor, aye. Aye. All opposed. So there we have our canvassing board.
Perfect.
See, if the lawyer was here in person, we could have got away with that so moved, but I was afraid because she wasn't. Oh, never mind.
And I'll send you guys calendar appointments as to when you need to be where.
Cool.
Thank you.
All right, public hearings. Our first public hearing of 2022-08 for Star Street. So Mike, you're gonna talk this one after she reads it?
Yeah, so this is our first public hearing for ordinance number 2022-08 Star Street right-of-way deed, an ordinance of the town of Oakland, Florida, accepting the dedication of the right-of-way along the westerly right-of-way line on Star Street between East Oakland Avenue and East Sadler Avenue as more particularly described herein, and providing for conflict, severability, non-codification, and an effective date. A dental presentation we're going to share with you.
So let me just start by saying for the record that the date on the cover memo is incorrect. It should read February 8th, 2022. Yeah. So the mobility master plan, which was adopted by the commission in 2018, identified an extension of Star Street between State Road 50 and Oakland Avenue. As you're well aware, the Tractor Supply and the Lakeside Church both donated right away to accommodate the portion between State Road 50 and Sadler. And that's been constructed very soon to be accepted by this commission. The second phase is from Sadler to Oakland Avenue, and we've had quite a task trying to get additional right-of-way for that road. We were successful in gaining an additional 10 feet. So you got a few items there to to consider. If you read the cover memo, which I'm sure you did, it outlines all of this. The existing right-of-way is narrow. The Presbyterian Church is donated through an earlier agreement, which was done in October of 2021 with them. DRMP has designed the project. We have full plans. It's getting ready to go to bid very soon. I would say probably within 3 weeks, it'll be bid ready. We originally had tried to do it just by getting proposals, but we found that the cost was going to be too much and it was outside of our purchasing policy. So we decided to bid it. So with all that, if there's any questions, the recommendation is to approve the first reading of ordinance 2022-08, which accepts the additional right-of-way by means of a warranty deed, which is all in the backup of your agenda. to facilitate the Star Street improvements and authorize staff to convert that parcel to right of way.
And that tree is, that's in the.
That tree is,
around that tree, right?
that tree is staying. We got enough right of way to actually make a 2-lane street, 20 mile per hour is what it'll be. We've got an 8-foot charter school parking area off to the side. So we took that into consideration. And we saved the tree and we accommodated stormwater drainage. We got an easement over an adjacent property to do that. But
so this 8-foot area for the school is, they don't have, this would be additional space for them, correct?
yeah, it's additional pavement. You have 2 10.5-foot travel lanes, north and south, and then you have an 8-foot parking area on the east side. It won't be as long as it is now because of obvious constraints, but it'll in fact be there.
So is that going to give enough space for the school line whenever they back up the cars so vehicles
Yes.
can still go through that street?
Yes,
Oh,
and
perfect.
through
Ideal.
traffic.
Are they using this area right now?
Are they? Yeah, that's where the school.
Oh, so they are using it now.
traffic sits, yeah.
Right now, there is no room for two lanes to go by there.
And
Lines there, there's only shoulder slow
Yeah.
lane. This is going to allow
Two-way
two-way
traffic.
traffic and still have a line for the school.
Yeah,
well, you get away with it now because it doesn't go all the way out to Highway 50.
Correct. I just want to know if we're going to give additional place for the school line to park, wait, or if we.
Yeah, it'll be up.
Eventually, we're going to have.
So it's,
I was gonna go there.
we're adding, right?
I want to have, because right now I see the jog on Sadler.
Like a 25-foot offset. It's not a straight horizontal.
Right there,
lane.
right there, the
here.
right of way, right there, the right of way is only 40. So we had to constrict that, but that is the extension of Sadler that will run down to Catherine Ross.
Well, whenever we make that Sadler go behind the Tractor Supply in between this gentleman's property, the line for the school will no longer go down Star Street. They'll go behind it. Right? So we're hoping it goes to Ross Road.
Yeah, right.
Ross Road, but it won't jog around like it does right now, like a right turn, sharp turn. We're gonna straighten it out somehow. Right? Right now it does this turn.
That will remain unless we take additional property.
Yeah, I don't think that's planned yet.
Yeah, that's the plan, but Sadler will not be a straight shot. You'll have that.
I mean,
loop in it.
we'd have to get some of that piece of the corner property for it to have a slant so it doesn't make a sharp turn.
Right.
Eventually, when we'll cross that
We'll work
road
on
there,
that. Yeah.
we'll cross the road, then no pun intended, but
Yeah.
We'll cross the bridge.
that's what I meant, the road bridge.
Yeah.
We are constrained by private properties, so.
Yeah. That would be part of the church's property, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, anything else? All right, what's your pleasure?
I'll make a motion to approve the first reading of ordinance 2022-08.
I'll second it.
You have a motion and a second. I guess I have to close our meeting, put a public hearing. And there's nobody here. Is there anybody online that has any questions or comments? You see anybody there? No. Yes, okay. All right, so I will close the public hearing, come back to the meeting and call for the vote. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
All opposed? So there you go, Mike.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Now we're down to commission reports. I notice on this we don't have staff reports, Mike, so you don't get to talk anymore. Rick, we'll start with you.
Just a reminder, the OMP has the pours at the preserve this Saturday from 5:30 to 8:30. It's $40 a person. There's going to be beer and wine and some hors d'oeuvres there. And just want to thank Orlando Brewing and the Crooked Can for donating the beer for the event.
Nice.
Okay.
That's it.
Are the tickets sold out? What's the?
No, I think we might be around 100
Really?
A little over 100, but we boosted the max to 200 this year.
Oh, okay, because normally it sells out quick, doesn't it?
Yeah, we're expecting, well, last year I think we did 100.
Yeah.
But we're expecting like between 100 and 130 this year.
But the limit's 200.
Mm-hmm.
Can you show up and buy tickets and go in, or do you have to buy them in advance?
Good question. I'm sure if you show up, we'll be happy to sell you a ticket. But
Sure,
we're trying to stagger the times. When you go online and you said what time you want to arrive, like 5:36, 6:37, or 7:30. So we kind of stagger everybody coming.
So probably for the most part, no. It's
Yeah.
going well.
Well, because of
I don't want to bottleneck the.
Yeah.
and also because of COVID, you know, you just don't want the crowd all at one time.
All right. Sal?
No, I'm good.
Okay. The only thing I got is a notice on the school, and we didn't have time really to get it on an agenda, but we're gonna have our first ever Department of Education audit. And the net of it is they're gonna come audit attendance and, you know, in dollars. Pam and her staff have people on making sure records are all correct. They're gonna come out on the 22nd, I believe, of February, I think she said. Pam, are you on?
Yep.
It was the 22nd, correct?
23rd,
23rd.
23rd, yes. 23rd and 24th, I think. And so it's not a full financial audit. It's in relationship to dollars that are associated to FTE. So they provide us with a list of students in various categories, whether general education, ELL, or ESC services, potentially gifted. We have to they go through the file, and it kind of unfolds from there between attendance. It's all about making sure that the students who are there are scheduled appropriately and that they're legit.
Is this the first time this has ever happened?
I mean, as far as I know, that the school itself has never experienced a DOE audit. It certainly is the first for me.
Yeah.
Is this typical for charter schools or any public schools?
Well, I mean, they randomly pick. I mean, that's what they say. So there's a collection every year of schools in the area that are audited.
There's not a necessary red flag that
No.
came up. They just spun the wheel and happened to be our
pretty
name.
much. No red flag. Yeah.
That's the story, and they're sticking to it.
Yeah. I mean, if there was one, I guess we'll find out after. But no, there's probably at least 10 to 15 other schools that are being audited as well. So, yeah, it's not just us.
So anyway, it'll be on the on the agenda on our 23rd if we have any other questions and stuff to go. That we wanted to get it out to make sure that everyone knew about it and get it on our public record.
22nd.
22nd, was that right?
No.
No, so it'll be on the 22nd meeting. I basically put the manager's report to say that this was happening for the next meeting, but the audit itself is not occurring till the 23rd and 24th.
No, I meant on the 22nd, we would have it to talk if they had any questions.
Yeah.
That one's right?
23rd.
What do I know? So confused.
We won't have anything more to say.
Yeah, if I had a lawyer here, she could have kept me straight, So,
are we ready for it, or is there any additional
I'm
legwork for the
listening.
staff to do?
Keep stabbing.
So we are provided, if you're Commissioner Ramos, we are provided yearly with recommendations from best practices, DOE, as well as OCPS in regards to the various things that we must keep in what we call an FTE audit box. And so we provide those in there in regards of course, OCPS wants all the schools to have, clean records and everything, because they're also a monitoring agency for us in a sense. And so they've sent individuals out to help us go through some of the files just to make sure that there's not things missing. So we're as ready as we can be.
Okay, so that was my question. They prepared us already and helped us prepare us for the audit.
right.
Yeah, I mean,
Right.
there's potential, the one thing I will put it out to all of you is that you know, this particular time of attendance that they're coming to audit is a COVID year. And we have all the records intact from our instructional continuity plan. But this is my own personal, you know, feelings is that COVID was basically a time that people had approved truancy. So we just have to make sure we go through all those processes to, you know, make sure that we demonstrate that this is how we took attendance, especially when we're online. Here's how we took attendance. Here's how we checked them in, you know, and this is the plan that was approved. And so we, you know, that's the only thing, you know, because these kids were, these little people were not in the building at some point for some of the audit time. So.
But I think they're going to find that in every school that they audit. That's all going to be like 6 1 half dozen the other, you know, for the schools. So,
years of COVID.
Yeah. I mean, and well, first, I mean, there was almost like what it was a number in one of the counties. They had almost 6,000 kids that were missing, like not accounted for, you know. So we certainly did not have that. So.
All right. So like I said, you know, that gives you time to kind of think about any questions, and we come back on whatever time our next meeting is.
I was ask you to recap.
We can talk about it more if needed be. And certainly, you know, the mayor just might have a couple questions too. So they do, I'll have them reach out, you know, to you, Pam, you know, individually also. So, okay. And that's all I had. So,
yeah, I just want to check with Jennifer to answer the chief's question, and she said it really needs to be in advance because that's what we figured. We're putting so many in each block, you know, so we can control how many people are going through there. But if someone shows up, they're going to get turned down.
Yeah, there's going to be extra staff.
Yeah, I have an officer going to be stopping by or staying in the parking lot area.
Precedents, anybody who gets a little bit too tipsy or something. It is major.
It's on the operational plan.
We'll help you home, Sal. All right, Mike, all kidding aside, did you have anything else you did need to talk about? No. Okay. Saving it for next one, huh? All right. So when do you guys have to play Joseph with your hearts and minds, you know?
If all hearts and minds are satisfied, it is 7:24.
22.
Are you sure it's not 23?
You know, you too are a troublemaker.
Keep on talking about it. We'll get to 24 eventually.
7:23 now.
23. Okay. If all hearts and minds are satisfied, it's 7:23.
There you go.
All right. Thank you, everybody.
Good night.
Mike will swear that clock is never wrong, but
no, it's what they call the